Hello, Edith. Hello. How are you? It is Tuesday, so you know exactly what that means. It is time for the Strength of Field TCR Virtual Challenge races for tonight. Starting off with fixed, finishing with open. My camera will be off for the majority of the races to give off the false sense of that I'm a professional at what I do. Steph, how we doing? Good to see you. Nicely. Hey all, bye all. Hi nicely. Bye nicely. Right, switch across. There we go. Engagement. Hey, Andy. Oh, that reminds me. You've just reminded me, just with your sole presence, Andy, to make sure that my platforms on StreamerBot are showing to YouTube. Because we're professionals here. Those who are new to our Tuesday streams, you won't see a lot of me physically. I'll be right there, sounding off in your ears. We provide a Strength of Field broadcast for the TCR called for the TCR series in iRacing, because nobody else wants to do it. Well, actually some do, but I don't really want to pay anybody to do it, so I just do it myself. And now I'm oh god damn it, not again. No makeup Tuesdays. I will show my face every now and then. In fact, you know what? We haven't got a race for a while, so we've got another 15 minutes until the next race, which reminds me I should probably quickly jump out of the one I'm signed up to, because I don't actually want to race. I just did that so it looks like more people have signed up early. And once we've done that, I can put in the fancy timing towers. Look at that, brilliant. You know what, I'm going to take off that logo. I'm going to stick a track map on as well, so you lot can see the lovely track that we have on offer there. Let's go across to that camera just then. There's not a lot of people in this session, so it seems like everybody else seems to be racing elsewhere at the moment. Whilst we're here, let me just quickly get that on as well, so you can see stuff there. And for the sake of the money maker, oh god, I hate this delay because it pushes up. I'm cold. Hi all, how are we? Oh, it's been a week at work. It's been a week in life. So sometimes I just want to sit down and relax and just watch other people do all the stressful stuff, like here tonight. Puts a little purple pill away. Purple? What's the difference between purple and any other pill? And Steph, how are you today? Hope you are well. Hope you are good. Let's get this a bit close to my mouth as well. So, welcome to the Rudskogen Motorsenter, one of Norway's most famous tracks. Based content in iRacing as well. That means it comes with the package. It's, in my opinion, an absolutely fantastic hot lapping circuit. But when it comes to racing, you really have to be on the ball. It is such a difficult circuit to try and get used to. I'm just having a quick look where everybody is, but I think it's thrown us into, oh wow, there's like 2-3 different splits at the moment. Let's jump over to the third one, because there's probably a couple more people we can throw ourselves over to. I'm going to pretend to jump on track quickly. So bear with me a second. So all those are in 1, all those are in 2. There's a handful in 3, but that includes, if we can get this up to live, can, I think. No, do I have to jump onto the track? I think I do. Then jump out of the car. And it's not showing me. There we go. It is showing me now. This is, by the way, my car for Thursdays. Whenever we do races on Thursday. Because we have entered the Apex Racing League British Touring Car Championship. It cost me 35 quid to enter. But look how beautiful this thing looks. Like, is that not just like absolute sex on four wheels? Wouldn't you all agree with me? I love it. It's great. TCR cord stuff there, BSTV stuff there, my surname on the rear so people can dox me. Yeah, just I went for a purple and gold combination on the black, and yeah. Anyway, you lot don't want to completely see that, do you? You don't want to see people actually driving around the track, so let's get on to that. Let's move over to the actual British pounds. Yes. Yes. See, iRacing is quite expensive as it is. It's about 100 to 150 pounds a year subscription. Where Black Friday you get a massive discount on there. Content per car and per track is about £15 after VAT as well. But this isn't a game. This is a simulator. Like, pros go onto this service and practice actual like GT cars and stuff like that. They've had your pants down. It's literally probably the only thing that this is my main content. This content makes me enough money in a month, 2 months that it pays for a whole year subscription. So I'm okay with it. The league in particular has cash prizes, but it also has raffles for actual British Touring Car Championship tickets in real life, which are worth about 25-30 quid by themselves. So I'm in the raffle for that whilst doing that Thursday league. Also do commentary on Wednesdays on another YouTube channel, and you'd be shocked, Steph, the money that gets thrown around in this. I mean, let's just talk about this thing in front of me. Alright, let me just turn the power off. This thing by itself is 250 quid. It's insane. The base that it goes in, 600 quid, 700 quid. The seat I'm sitting in is 200. I'll stick to Disney. I'll be honest, I did at one point actually really want to play Dreamlight Valley. I don't know why. I just love games where you can actually like sit down and build your own place. Like, I used to love like Theme Park World, Theme Hospital. Obviously I had my Animal Crossing bits and pieces, and when we did the Minecraft stream on Sunday, it was actually really good. Yeah, if you want to play a racing game and drive all the cool cars on all the cool tracks, iRacing isn't really for that. Pretty much, Joey. The vids you get on Jay's top tier Patreon are well worth it. Who set up a Patreon for me? Right, let's get trading paints on. I forgot to put trading paints on. This will mean that everyone, when it loads up, will be able to have real life paints on. It's just downloading 24 at the moment. So all these random blocks that you got for everyone's cars, they will disappear very shortly, and it will turn into nice looking liveries. No idea he was at Flexpawn where he got that emu. No one knows. I think that might be a deep fake, mate. But during actual race broadcasts, I'll be gone. This is what you'll see pretty much. And I've got a massive program here. Like this, for those who don't do a lot of broadcasting for races and stuff, I'll show you what my desktop looks like right now. If I can find it. Desktop. I need display capture. We're gonna go there. So in front of my screen right now, I've got like everybody's times. I can click and change cameras just by pressing those. I can change all the race configurations, do all that cool looking stuff on there. It's yeah, the magic of SDK. I was only here for the cam. The cam will be on in between races. You know what? Just for you, Steph. You know, I'm in a good mood today, and I'm in a very giving mood today as well. So you can have the cam for 4.5 more minutes. A lot of people getting all their times in at the moment. We've got Wodge with a 126.099, nearly a whole second ahead of Gomez, which is nuts. If people are wondering what sort of times we're looking at here, let me just get the that's how close. Oh no, in fact the gap will probably be better just there. It's a Hyundai is on top, 2 Audis, then a Honda, then another gaggle of Audis. What is the IR range on this race? Am I missing out? It's a free content track this week, so it's very hard to judge. I can tell you that there are currently, it's saying there are over 40 people signed up at the moment. We still have 7 more minutes. So with just another 16 people, which I think we'll easily get, there's going to be at least 3 splits. I would say that will lead to a strength of field of about 4K, with the lowest I rating in this top split possibly being, I'm going to go with maybe 2.7, 2.8. I'm just being a brat. Don't change for me. I'll give you what you want sometimes. I ain't afraid to say no. Track temps are brutal here. Let's have a quick look at the weather at the moment. Just stretch it quick because my bloody shoulder is killing me at the moment. Let's have a look. So if we were to get the weather out right now, get your weather out for the lads, it's a 31-degree track. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Let me just get a quick radio check. And it should hopefully show someone's name on the other side. Well, is it going to show someone's name pop up? Is someone going to answer me? Oh, wow, how beautiful does that car look right now? There's something a bit peculiar about that car. I wonder what it could be. I wonder what's on the front of that car. Oh no, it's my logo. What do you know? I'm famous. I'm kidding. I'm definitely not. But so Josh here is a driver for my team. I know it's weird. I actually have a team now. I confidently call it a team for the JC Academy. So Josh and many others run these sorts of liveries with my name all over it in 3 different leagues that we know of so far in iRacing. So on Wednesdays it is BSTV, which I do commentary for on the Backfire Simsport TV channel. Also you got SRL on Fridays, and then starting on Thursday there will be 5 of us, including myself, racing in the Apex Touring Car Apex Racing League's Touring Car Britain series as well. 5 of us, and that'll be live streamed on this channel every Thursday that there's a real life British touring car race on the weekend. Hey Paul, how are we doing on the YouTube side? Do you think they should increase the max cars in TCR races? Max of 20 seems to result in a lot of 11 car 12 fields. The only problem with having larger fields is that having larger fields nearly killed the series once. The problem with larger fields, your higher I-rating drivers, who I know I-rating is just a number, but there's a lot of high I-rating drivers who will not race large field races. What you ended up having then was the split shrinking, and then suddenly you'd have a 27 car race where the top 2 drivers were over 7k and the bottom drivers were under 1k. What was happening was the top drivers were getting taken out by the dirty drivers at the back. So we managed to get it so it was a max of 20 car fields, and It came with a bit of a price, and one of those prices was the 11-12 car fields. However, when they were finally splitting, the lower iRacing cars were finally in their own race, and we were getting a lot of first-time winners, which I feel for, if you're in a series like this and you're trying for the first time, you don't want to be in a big split where you've never got a chance to win. When we changed to 20, I think it worked a lot better for the series. There's a couple of very loud individuals who want this putting up to 30 cars again, and to be honest, and I'm sorry if this comes off as a bit abrupt, but if you want those sorts of fields, join a league. Join a league, because the leagues in iRacing for TCR are fantastic. Like, and they need your lot's support. If we ended up just doing large fields for officials, a lot of people wouldn't even bother joining a league because they know that they could try and get into a large field for the officials, and that loses the league's money. I don't mind telling people to, if you don't like the officials, just stick to a league instead. There's plenty of cheaper leagues out there as well. Have their own like class system of Pro-Am, that sort of thing. I mean, look at ATC for the Americas. You've got BSTV, you've got SRL for European times. You've got Next Gen as well for Tuesdays if you want a ballast system. There's a lot of stuff there. That's my opinion on it anyway. How much did you pay them? I paid them in my knowledge. If people want to get quicker, they join me. I know that sounds blunt as well, but anyone who joins the academy statistically gets quicker. And we're getting to a point now where we actually are probably looking at doing like endurance events with each other and stuff. So who knows, I might even open a separate Discord for it. Right, so the cam is going off. We are waiting for the next session to roll along. We have 2 minutes left for you lot to sign up. So if you haven't already, get yourselves signed up to TCR Fixed. There's enough going on at the moment where we have 3 splits already, but the more the merrier. Also, this thing of 20 car splits, British Touring Car, actually like real life British Touring Car, starts this weekend. I think they've only got 21, 22 cars in there. I know for a fact that there's a lot of like TCR Spain, a lot of the TCR races that actually have even less, like 12, 13 car fields. I think going down to 12, 13 cars as a max split is definitely too low. I would say I'd be... It's a tough one, really, isn't it? A couple more seconds left and we're going to have at least 50 people signed up for TCR. Brilliant. There is going to be a survey at the end of this season released on the TCR cord. That survey will consist of just questions about split lengths, special events, leagues, amount of cars in the split. Won't necessarily change anything, but it's nice to get the opinions of everybody, you know. Jung, how we doing, man? Hope you're good, hope you are well. It might be time for us to jump into the next session. Just waiting for that to load up now. Whilst that is going on, you're going to see a lot of people jumping into the next session. Right, let's get ourselves in. There's still no sessions. Gav, good to see you as well. Hope you're good. What have you been up to today? Okay, our session is up and it's a 3,500 strength for field. Isn't too bad actually, to be honest. So we're going to jump in there, we're going to have the session load up. This is an opportunity for everyone on the Twitch site to jump over to YouTube and put a thumbs up on the stream. Would like more Team Enduro options through the year? I agree. So we got the 4 Hours of Thruxton coming up this season. That is going to be a big week. I cannot wait for that. Nürburgring 24 is coming up soon as well. In fact, that's in the next couple of weeks. Lee, good to see you. Unfortunately, it's with that emote of someone licking feet. That actually just makes me so ill. So ill. It actually drives me nuts. First session is loading up now. Spent all my day relishing Man United fans raging over the match yesterday. That doesn't really happen too much anymore, to be honest. I mean, if you pull another man's hair, you absolutely deserve to get sent off. As far as Rio Ferdinand can spell PGMO, I can't stand Rio Ferdinand. I don't get anyone. He's a 45-year-old man with a mentality of a 14-year-old. Not into that. Not. You know what? On a weekend stream, I'll explain everything. But on a Tuesday, where I've got random people from all over the world watching because they're watching their teammates get involved in this, I can't answer any questions about feet. Welcome everybody to Rudskogen Motorsenter, week 5 of the TCR Challenge Top Split Strength of Field Races. I'm your host Jay, and by the way, if you're on YouTube, video description below, join the TCR cord. If you are on Twitch and you have iRacing and a TCR, then type in the command TCR and get yourselves in there. We are live on both Twitch and YouTube at the moment, so jump over to each platform, throw over a follow, subscribe, link your Amazon to your Twitch, and give me a Prime sub so you're giving me free money. So we are on to qualifying right now. Let's jump straight onto it, and it is a strong field, 3.5. We're waiting for the first person to go out here. It's going to be Wodge, who is probably the favourite for this race right here. 7.8k driver, always one of the favourites to pick up the win. How qualifying works is 2 laps over 8 minutes. You see a couple of times at the bottom, or a couple of segments at the bottom. They're the 4 people closest to the line at the moment. A green means a personal best, and a purple means it is the fastest out of the whole session. Fury, good to see you as well. I felt like I brought this up before and there was a reason it didn't work, but a daily multi-class TCR GT4 race would be lovely. I think it could be now that the TCR and the GT4 are so close together, but at the same time we kind of need to see how IMPC fares for the whole season before we make any rash decisions. We had people in the TCR forums screaming that after 2 races we absolutely had to raise the max amount of drivers before a split after 2 weeks. Like, come on, let the whole season come to fruition first before we even think about stuff like that. Suppose Man United fans got up this morning. I have a decent job, Fury. I have to get up. Damn, Jay, just wanted to know if you'd... Man, I'm sure we did bottle that match to increase Spurs' misery. I'll be honest, I am completely here for Spurs to get relegated. No offense, Spurs fans, but you don't need it. Martin, how are you doing? Hope you're good, hope you are well. It should hopefully be showing YouTube messages at the bottom of the screen as well as the Twitch. Let's get a track map up as well to see whereabouts on the track Wodge is. And so far through that first sector just there, Wodge seems to be not the quickest. That belongs to this man here, Sergio Lopez. young Spaniard in the Honda. Honda is surprisingly a more popular choice than usual this week for the fix. If you look at how many drivers on your top left hand side at the moment are driving around in the Hondas. Hola, Racewave, ¿cómo estás? Please don't reply to me in Spanish. I just thought I sounded cool. So fastest first sector belongs to Andre Castro, who managed to get a quick one going. He's only just started his lap, but Roger at the moment, a quick sector 2 and a quick sector 3. We're actually going to go on board with Roger right now to get a lap done. And a tour of Rudskogen as 100 board breakdown. You're going to be skipping across that first apex there and cutting across the second. You'd be surprised how much of that will take. You're going to guide the car around and use all of the track on the exit. Straighten out the wheel as much as you can to get the most out of your front wheel drive car. Then we're going to go down the hill and onto one of the most treacherous turns on base content history. You're going to be going down into 4th gear, guiding the car rather than driving it down into 3rd. A lot of people can keep it in 3rd to get up to the hill. Some people go down to 2nd, but cut across the first lot of green, cut across the second. Too much, and it is a devastating slowdown before you go upwards into this long left hander of 8. You're going to be straightening out the wheel as much as possible to cut across the little kink of 9 before going down the mini hill just here and braking in between the 150 to tackle the turn 10 hairpin. Get yourself in nice and tight, straighten out the wheel on exit and use all of the track. You want to hook yourself outwards and not hit the apex 11 because you want to open up 12 as much as possible. Skip across the green and take as much of that curb as you can. Lift slightly for 13 before the long roll in 14 becomes your greatest friend on turn number 14. Be patient, a little bit more, and then release the pedal. Use as much of that curb on exit. Too much and it is an off track. Race towards the line, and with that, Watch goes from 2nd place and does improve their time, but not enough to get the lead. Andre Castro at the moment is on fire, and that's after just 1 lap. Still has 1 more lap left in the chamber to get themselves round. And what a lot of people are going to find with this track this week is a fantastic, brilliant hot lapping track. But when it comes to racing, you need to be so precise. You need to not make any mistakes whatsoever and look out for any sign of weakness from anybody else. So Andre Castro goes across the line and doesn't quite beat their original time, but a 1 minute 26.037 is what Andre is going to be recording then. It seems like we've got a meatball just there from Nazir, but I can't quite see what happened there. It just shows them leaving the pit lane. Nothing coming up. Got a few more people still out doing their laps, but I don't think it's going to be anybody who's going to be taking that front space. This is the fixed face wave, yes. Got a few people practicing their starts as well. Now as we get into the money part, we can turn the music down slightly. A lot of you probably won't be able to hear it much anyway, but so we just watch Wodge right now jumping over. We've still got a few people qualifying, so we will actually stick the times just out. We've got Anton Shishinikov just there in 11th. JB Dejay 13th. A lot of people here you will recognise. 7th place is Bjorn Alibar right now, and he is streaming on YouTube under the Kinetic iRacing team channel. English and German speaking over there. Paul Hurley as well, who you'll see in BSTV SRL as well on Wednesdays and Fridays respectively. 8th place. Let's have a quick flash of some iRatings before we go over to the grid. So we've got plenty of people practicing about. Oh, as soon as I say that, they go off. In fact, that might be the race session about to start. Let's have a quick look. There's still a couple of people on the track, apparently. Yeah, we still have a driver on the track at the moment. We're on board with Serban Kostin at the moment. Has 40 seconds left to get a clean lap in. a load of personal bests at the moment, but this could be their first lap as they haven't registered anything just yet. Where are they going to end up placing? And after their lap, if it was nice and clean, they go up to 12th place. And looks like they're getting acquainted with the wall. And that was probably the most... That was a rubbish crash. I wanted more action. Well, we're just waiting for Vlad to leave the grid, and then hopefully we can jump in. Got some practice for the Open then? Yes, go for it. So Andre Castro is going to be your leader with a 1 minute 26.037 with Woj in second, sharing up front row. Straight behind row 2, JD Rodriguez and Sergio Lopez. An all Spanish second row with Chris Wetz and Hubert Blowinski in 6th. We've got Bjorn Andebar 7th and Paul Hurley 8th. Zdeko Piresak in 9th with Vlad in 10th. Anton Shishunikov in 11th with Serban Kostin down in 12th. 13th, Mark Nazir with JB Dejay in 14th. Anisi Taminen in 15th with Sidney Hard 16th, and Roy Versteeg in last place in 17th. By the way, I butcher everyone's names. Don't feel special. I do it to everyone. Well, we are going to probably go on board with maybe JD Rodriguez. Yep, let's go with JD just there. That should be enough to get everybody down there. Track map is up, we're ready, and the lights are ready to go. On your marks, get set. TCR Virtual Challenge fixed at Rudskogen is going a terrible start from the Elantra back there, and that's allowing the front lot to get away and already start to get a bit of a gap out. But so far, so good. Not too many people turning it in the back. But how's the rejoin happening for the second part? So far, so good. Everyone seems to have got it clean. But this is where we could start getting a couple of problems start to arise. Let's get the blimp out for these right now. Expect to see maybe a couple of people spinning round. And I'll tell you what, it's not too bad. Oh, a little bit towards the top with one of the Castro cars. But by all accounts, it's seeming like it's been pretty fair so far. We get onto the drone cam at the moment following the 13th. I don't pay for the drones, I stole them. You can just see how tight some of these cars are having to go. That's some cut of the curb just there from the number 13. We go down into the hairpin and nobody throwing the car straight in there yet. Or actually, call me a liar, because Nazir and Tamien at the moment fighting for that 12th place, both going side by side, and ooh, a little bit of a punt just a little bit further back, but imagine to keep it going. A little bit of a slowdown has prevented any more drama from that one. People going too wide into this last bit. We've got Dejay making their way through. And we go on to the next lap. At the moment, it is Woj in the lead, followed very closely by Andre Castro. Then we've got a train of cars right behind Sergio Lopez. Further back, we've got a bit more fighting from these five. Don't go anywhere, because there are battles going on all over the circuit right now. Let's get to somebody a little bit closer as we go down into turn number 4. Coming on board with Bjorn Adibord. Let's get the names into the bottom corner so you don't know who we have the camera focusing on at this moment in time. Through the S's, hop, skip, jump, mute stream due to the Liverpool anthem is on. No one wants to listen to that. Though I do want to listen to how many goals they ship against PSG tonight. I'm not even joking. I think it's going to be another massacre. So JD Rodriguez does go off the track at some point, but it's just behind here. These lot have spread out a little bit. A couple of different lines being taken. The white and red Honda just there of Hards trying their hardest. No pun intended, that was a complete accident. To get themselves past JB Dejay. But if I saw that right, here's a close battle coming up here between these two. Is Battle of España. Lopez and Rodriguez going into turn 1, and enough space is given, and a great pass just there from JD Rodriguez, occupying that 3rd spot now and speeds away from Lopez. And Lopez might have a little bit of a problem behind him. Why is that? Well, that's because he's got all these cars behind him. A gaggle of TCR. That's how we're doing at the moment. Is this fixed? This is the fixed race. First up for 2 races for tonight. Oh, got one of the cars going a little bit wide there, and that's going to cause a lot of bother, but they seem to get themselves sorted out quite quickly. And great fighting there between the number 11 and the number 8, both keeping it as clean as possible. I just noticed that Audi has got the F1 paint scheme on it, and that looks really nice on a TCR, to be honest. I especially like the red around the grille. But if you go too far wide on the hairpin, you're just going to end up having a train run onto you. They're all keeping it nice and clean at the moment. Oh, but it could be getting a bit comforting here. Watch behind, because there's going to be Dzeko and Chris at the moment, both fighting it out just behind the Audi. This is going to spill out onto the start straight and possibly onto turn 1 as well. And oh, that was close. Let's try and get to the chopper if we can. I have got a chopper cam. There we go. And it looked like it was going to be a little bit of poking their nose in, sticking their finger where it wasn't wanted. But instead, they all survived. But that Castro car just behind the Hyundai at the moment, keep a watch on that, because whilst these two are battling in front, that Hyundai is going to be waiting for, or sorry, that Audi behind the Hyundai is going to be waiting for any chance to spring a trap and gain a position. Like I said, you're going to be fighting so much here that you need to be on your toes whilst watching for anybody else's mistakes. At the moment is Waj, Castro, Rodriguez as your top 3 at the moment. A second separates them and Lopez in 4th. In the middle of your screen right now, the car number 7, Bjorn Annabor, in 5th place with Zoynochevsky. Oh, I cannot pronounce these names at all. I apologise to the nation of Lithuania. Don't smite me too hard. But your boy is in 6th. Blonowski in 7th with Paul Hurley just behind, making their way downtown in 8th place. Costin just behind. Costin at the moment, this is the battle we were looking at just a little bit earlier, the Costin, Wetz and the Pizarnik trio. Then behind there you got Nasser Tamien with JB Dejay, Sidney Hart and Anton Shishinikov just behind. Lagging a little bit further behind is Roy Versteeg just there. Roy Versteeg obviously just looking for somebody else to make some mistakes, maybe gain a couple of places whilst they are at it. Anton and Sydney have traded places. Meanwhile, it's a slowdown for Hart, possibly cutting that front corner, that first corner, a little bit too much, a little bit more battling just behind as JB Dejay gets the move done on Tamien. I didn't sign up for this. Track looks too hard for me. You'd be surprised. It's a track for the patience, keeping it nice and tight in, and true, it needs a lot of consistency during the races, but as a hot lapping track, I think it's actually a really, really fun track. Let's quickly go over to the leaders to see how they're going at the moment. As you can see, Waj and Castro, hardly anything separating them at the moment, apart from literally a couple of numbers in the top left-hand corner. If we get onto the gyro of Andre Castro right now, that is so far back. Jesus, that is some camera angle just there. But Castro chasing down Waj as much as possible here. Getting closer and closer, but not quite enough to get any moves done at the moment. If we check the gearbox of Bjorn Annabor at the moment, does have a very angry yellow Audi behind. Well, there's a few cars separated at the moment, as Tamien at the moment has a bit of a slowdown themselves. still yet to serve it, and if they don't serve it quick, they're going to have to really do it in a awkward spot that allows the three behind to get a place in. Still has the slowdown to take. You can tell by that little yellow flag at the top corner. They're having to really go wide on that outside line, and they get it done just in time, but now they've got to try and refine their rhythm, defend from the three cars at the back, and that's a very wide line just there from JB to Jay, but manages to keep their space. Or can they? This might go straight into the tight hairpin coming up ahead. Probably the hardest corner anyway. It is a very hard corner, I agree. On cold tyres, you're going to see so many cars going out there. Sydney hard to Type 1 Racing, chasing down DJ as much as they possibly can, but DJ keeps the space for now. A little bit further in front, and it is just getting so close between these two at the moment. They're matching each other. Anything Wodge can do, Castro can do too. But at the moment, as much as Castro can match it, he can't quite find that edge at the moment to get the move done here. We are here not even halfway through the race yet. This will feel like a mini endurance race to the majority of the grid right now. To the 34 who are watching, by the way, on Twitch and YouTube, and that was an extremely wide line there from Wodge, but manages to get it done. They're cutting so much of those curbs. I swear they've changed those off tracks for those curbs really recently, because you never used to be able to cut quite as much as that. We're going to quickly go back to Pizarnik at the moment, because this freeway battle at the moment is just absolutely stunning and mesmerizing the crowd live in attendance. On watching Pizarnik at the moment, but it is literally a Audi Hyundai Audi sandwich at the moment, and the Hyundai is the meaty filling. Could be an opportunity for a move to get done here, and there seems to be a car in front that is holding everybody up, and I think we have found the culprit. Bjorn Adebar right now is nearly a second point one away from the very quick Sergio Lopez in front. If that goes more than 1.2, that is a slipstream lost, and suddenly Bjorn has nothing but pure pace to try and keep him from everybody else. One mistake with himself or the car number 5 behind, and look at the amount of cars behind that will have an opportunity to slip one in and gain a couple of positions. As we start turning on this hill, look at all those cars going over the horizon just there. See if anybody behind Bjorn starts skidding out, which would be an absolute godsend for Bjorn right now, but everyone is keeping so close to that track. Let's go back to Bjorn just there, and 2 cars behind, 2 cars extremely close behind. That is probably still the closest battle going in at the moment. I don't think anyone is close enough to get a quick move in on anybody else. See if there's any... There's been no crashes yet either, to be honest. All we've had so far is pretty much JD Rodriguez going off the track a little bit earlier. Massive thank you to Backfire Simsport TV, by the way, for letting me use SDK for your Tuesday entertainment. Oh, and that would explain why JD lost the leaders a bit there, having to fight back and try and regain that place. And they did eventually after a couple of laps on Sergio Leon, but in fact it might have been straight after this corner that JD got a run. No, not quite, but that would explain why there's only 2 up front fighting ahead. Speaking of fighting ahead at the moment, we rejoin with Serban Costin at the moment, down in 9th place with Wetz and Pizarnik. Behind, there's a double slowdown just here, and 2 cars here. The one pictured right now, Anton Shishinikov and Tamian behind, both once again falling foul of slowdowns, and really they should be trying to go out of people's ways. It's their slowdown to serve here, not anybody. That is, oh, should not be taking that slowdown on the racing line. Questionable sportsmanship there, but if you get a slowdown, it is your slowdown to serve, nobody else's. Come on, be fair now. This battle right now is still fights all over the grid at the moment. We go back with Bjorn. Oh my goodness, the amount of cars behind Bjorn right now. We have 7 minutes left. If Bjorn makes a single mistake, we could potentially have chaos. Look at all that. It is literally a train of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. 7 cars. All now looking to take a bite out of Bjorn. Just like those dodgy emotes with feet and tongues, it's dangerous ground here. Welcome in all who are just tuning in, and there's that first mistake. It's from Vlad behind, who's allowing Hubert a chance to try and slip their way through, go on top and then move on the inside of 4. Dangerous place to do the move, but it is still possible. A little bit of door bang, which causes 15 to slightly spin there. Managed to keep it going. I think there's another one behind. There is, and that's costing caught in contact as well at the same time. We will try and see what happened on that one. I'm just quickly checking to see if there's any more battles going on ahead. We'll keep going until this hairpin. It looks like Wets has managed to get out of that one. 2 incidents just there to quickly check over. But I tell you what, look how close it is with everybody right now. We heard the sound of what was not a Frey Bentos pipe in, but the sound of alloys and metallic TCRs. A very wide line just there from the Hyundai, but that's just going to allow the Audi a chance to stick a nose in. Not quite enough to get a move, but look at this. We've got quite a lot going on here. Let's get onto the blimp if we can. See if we can catch a few of these in the act. Hubert at first trying to make their way through, and they can't, but just behind. Oh, second place. Castro has a slowdown. That surely is going to offer the win to Wodge at the top, but also a little bit further in front, Hubert has their own little slowdown here, and how are they going to serve it? After doing what they can to try and get a move done on the treacherous turn 4. They're going as wide as possible, swinging in but leaving a little bit of space, and a little tap just there. Oh, and how those 2 cars managed to miss that just there. A tap from Paul Hurley, but a car swinging all the way up to serve a slowdown and trying to immediately get onto a racing line at a different speed to the car behind is a dangerous tactic when they could just take that outside line, keep the wheel straighter and give themselves a fighting chance at getting through the S's. So another little tap just there, and everything is going on here. A little bit further behind, we've got JB the J trying to defend from the person in the middle of your screen right now, Tamien. Behind them, Sydney Hards too. But let's try and find out what happened a little bit earlier. I think it was this one just here. Be trying to keep a watch on what's going on here. So it looked like the Audi may have potentially spun out a little bit. It was a move just inside there from the Hyundai. The Audi was going extremely slow on the outside. Did the Hyundai have any right to put a nose there in the first place? I'll leave that in your lot's very capable hands, but no witch hunting, please. And somebody else went wide as well, but I can't seem to find it. It's not come out as an actual incident, unfortunately, so we won't be able to check much more of that. However, going down the hill right now, Sydney has on your right hand side in the 6, doesn't quite have enough to take on the 16, but the 16's taking a much wider line, and Castro in second place with another slowdown. So we've got Hards versus Taminen. Tamien's going to take that inside, cuts a lot of that corner, but not enough for a slowdown. Hards still not able to get their way through. The back bumper for 16 now looking like an absolute sorry mess. There's some more fighting going on in front, but we're going to keep with these 2 at the moment in case there's a lunge at the hairpin instead. Sydney Hards having to take a bit of a wider line. Finishes it with a late apex. We're on the gyro cam now for Sydney Hards. A much wider line, in fact probably pushing that Honda a bit too hard, and that has allowed the Audi a chance to get away. Bit further up the grid though, we're on lap number 13, 17 3/4 minutes into this 20-minute race. And they're all touching. They are all touching. Paul Hurley taking a defensive line here. Is going to try and allow the Hyundai to take... Oh, sorry, the lighter blue and red Hyundai to have the outside line. Oh, a bit of a flush out just there from the 11th. A bit of door banging, but they all carry on. That's going to allow the Audi, the Castro Audi behind, to try and get a run on these in front. Not quite. How close these are all getting to each other at the moment. It's Hurley occupying that 7th place spot. Bjorn Adibor up in 5th place. Must be so happy to have a little bit of breathing room now, because it's now 11 holding up everybody else. We're going to get any late moves here? No, in fact, the 11 and the Hyundai behind actually taking a very narrow lines into that corner. And that might actually help Paul Hurley out a little bit more than you would think, because look at that number 10 at the moment. The green, white and red Audi is ready to strike that Hyundai in front. Paul just has to keep the racing line, keep it tight, get a good exit out of here. And I'll tell you what, that is a fantastic exit out of that corner. But at the moment is actually losing time on Paul Hurley, and now has a problem just behind Magnet. Thank you for the raid on the stream, my friend. Hope you're good, hope you're well, and congratulations on getting Twitch affiliate. Paul Hurley at the moment up 1 place in 7th, and meanwhile Chris having a race to forget, down 3 places in 8th and trying to claw back whatever they can. And this is going to go into... Oh, and lost a little bit of the car. You see the back end just getting a little bit squirrely, and how wide the Audi just there goes. And that's just going to allow the number 15 just there, Hubbard, to try and get something back in there. Now suddenly it's the battle of the 2 Audis. The 15's taking the wide line, which I would probably not recommend taking it there unless you can quickly get the car into a late apex and get a bit more space. And now expect the white Audi here to potentially make a move on this hairpin. Instead, the white, green and red Audi is deciding to defend that inside. Meanwhile, the 2 Hyundais in front, both still fighting it out. It is Hyundai versus Hyundai in front of these 2 Audis, with another Audi just behind having a look. And the winner of this race is Wodge, coming in just there as the winner. Andre Castro gets in second, but we're going to quickly watch this final corner just here, just in case someone gets a heroic line out of there. JD Rodriguez climbing back into their 3rd and getting that last step of the podium, and everybody else makes it over the line just there. Still got a couple more battles at the back here. Sidney Hard's not able to get past Tamien at all, having to occupy that 16th spot, with Tamien taking the 15th there. And some really good mini battles there. Plenty of pack racing. Just the leaders of those packs not making too many mistakes. And I tell you what, I have not got a single crash recorded on this race at all. We've seen a lot of door banging, a lot of questionable rejoins after slowdowns, and I will say, slightly off the record here, as an unbiased commentator, if you get a slowdown, for the sake of the officials, it's not that serious. Don't let anybody else take those slowdowns with you. Take it off the racing line. Be careful when you rejoin the racing line, because if the person behind you is going at a much quicker speed, you're technically blocking if you end up getting in front of them and they have to slam the brakes on. Just saying. But regardless, brilliant race. Let's have a look at the results from the fixed race at the Rudskogen Motorsenter, and then we'll get a shout out done for you after that one, Magnet. But Woj ends up getting the win with a 4-second lead over Andre Castro. Castro unfortunately getting a couple of slowdowns there, which really hampered their chances of getting, hampered their opportunities to get in with. I'm inventing words here on this Strength of Field broadcast today. JD Rodriguez occupying the final podium place there in 3rd, Sergio Lopez in 4th, then Bjorn Adibar from Kinetic taking up the 5th, was leading a big train behind but managed to pull away eventually. Same with Vladislav 2 getting that 6th place. A great battle between Paul Hurley, Chris Wetz, Zleko Pirisak and Hubert as well. And look behind, you can't forget about Serban Kostin as well, all the way from 7th place down to 11th. Then 12th place Anton Shishinikov with Mark Nazaire in 13th, JB Dejay 14th of Ansi Tamien in 15th. Sydney Hards takes up the 16th, and then Roy Versteeg is just happy to be here, was looking to get some freebies. Unfortunately, this time around, wasn't able to get any, so takes that 17th place. Good race, that one. And the open session is already open, so if you haven't already signed up for the following open, get yourself in on it. Meanwhile, whilst I'm loading up those sessions right now, Magnet, thank you so much for throwing the raid over this way. Tell you what, you not even get my camera on for a second. How good's that? Oh, stretch after that one. Okay, let's jump into one of the next practice sessions for TCR Open, where setups rule the roost. I've got a couple of friends already signed up for the session, so it should be pretty cool. We're going to jump straight into that practice session now, which should get us a lot of active races. In fact, there's 3 friends signed up to that one. In fact, we've got 5 friends who are signed up to the practices at the moment, so that's at least 5 races we're getting in the open session, hopefully. But yes, Magnet, thank you so much for throwing the raid over this way. Anyone on the Twitch side, if you're not already following Magnet Killer on Twitch, make sure you do so. Some Formula 1 stuff, NBA stuff, Genshin stuff, and last playing Dragon Ball Gekishin. Am I pronouncing that right? Gekishin Squadra? Right, we're just loading into the next session. So bear with me. My bear. Sorry. I tell you what, friend of the stream, Mr. Saralagi, there we go, got it 3rd time, is an absolute legend. Just saying. If anyone's looking for setup shops, there's plenty out there, but one that a lot of people don't know about is literally sim racing setups. Might be worth giving them a try. Skin Ninja, Jesus. And let's get everything set up ready for the next. Got a lot of people in this session. Hopefully we can jump on board. In fact, we can. And there's Jaden putting it straight into a wall. What timing? What absolute timing. And Jaden's got a bit of a different paint today. We're going to go from the rear chase. So Jaden is one of the JC Academy drivers who is going to be taking part in the Apex Racing British Touring Car League. This means a lot of new paints. Look how beautiful that thing looks. It looks great, doesn't it? A lovely blend of greens just there. In fact, we can use this to look through a lot of liveries. Let's have a look at a few liveries that we've got going on in this practice session. We've also got Martin Hammer as well. I'll tell you what, that is the standard Audi livery, and it looks fantastic, doesn't it? I don't know, I've become Jesus. Why, what have you done? And Magnet, thank you. Right, so Magnet as well as being the incredible friend of the stream and all the amazing things that they do with the support and everything else, Magnet Killer has watched 110 Twitch streams in a row. And that includes watching the VODs afterwards if their stream's missed, or watching clips of a stream that's been missed as well. So that is at least 110 days in a row watching content. You said Husky Ninja Jesus? I did, didn't I? What are the chances? Right, Borja Suarez just there too. Got a lot of people in standard Shadow Star Racing. It's one of the more simple liveries out there, but it's effective. And look at that most beautiful car on the whole grid. If you don't agree, then, well, that's your problem, isn't it? Now, our friend Dietmar Hughes as well. See, that's a really nice livery as well, actually, from Alan. Then the Penroids as well, which we keep seeing in these Strength of Field races from our friend Anton Shishinikov. There's a lot of people's liveries who aren't showing up at the moment, but is what it is, right? Mark Hellier as well. Okay then. At the moment, for the open sessions, there is a lot of people in these practice sessions. So how many splits do we have in the officials? We're about to get 2 splits before the half-hour mark. Great stuff. Let me just see. Telling everyone for a radio test for the overlays, and hopefully in the corner it will show people's radios.
Mic test for JayCaulls.
There we go. Perfect.
Loud and clear.
Perfect, now we can see who rages on the top split. There we go. Is Mania Lantern fixed? Open mix of Audi and Honda. Oh really? Ah, good to know. Racing Game Show, how are we doing today? I hope you're good, hope you're well. Welcome into the 40 who are currently watching the streams, plural. Those who are on Twitch, whilst we're waiting for the next race to show up, please feel free to go out of your way and go over to the YouTube stream. Put a thumbs up on there. We're currently on, once that's all reloaded, we're currently on 9 thumbs up, so can we get a 10? Can we go into double figures? Also on the YouTube channel you'll find a basic lap guide, wet and dry, of Rudskogen. There's no wet planned in the officials this week, but it's good to, if you have a league race here and it suddenly starts raining, to have a lap reference guide available to you. I have been sent laps for Nürburgring next week. That is going to be at least a half an hour video. So when that comes out, you lot better share that everywhere. You lot better, like, put all the thumbs ups on there, because that is going to take everything out of me. There you go, 10 likes, thank you. We are also going to be streaming our Apex League races a little bit later this week as well. Just looking for where that stream is. Bear with me, I'm literally looking for everything right now. I have everything open. Everything open. Right, that's what I'm looking for. So whilst you're also waiting, feel free to go out of your ways and jump over to this waiting page for the stream and put a thumbs up on there before it even goes live on Thursday. More thumbs ups on there, the better. And then finally, Backfire Simsport TV is where I do commentary with Pete Bingham every single Wednesday on the Backfire Simsport TV channel. So feel free to throw a subscribe over to that channel as well. And that's me done for plugs for now, I promise. When it comes to who is the quickest in this practice at the moment, let's get some car logos, let's get some flags in, let's get the gap as well between first and everybody else. And DMR who's with a 126.2, over a second between them and Shishinikov, which is a little bit surprising. In fact, that's really surprising. I'm shocked that there's not any more laps at the moment. There's a lot of people in the session though who I believe could easily topple that time, but we're still waiting for now, it seems. Apex is going to be good. I hope so. I really hope so. Once the open session starts, my camera will be off, and we'll treat it like a professional broadcast. And just see, because I sometimes get DMs during these sessions and nothing there. I'm going to... Oh! That's a great little spin just there. But there's a lot of people going off track, so let's have a quick look at a few in here at the moment. And it's going to be the same corner, I think, for a lot of people. A lot of people just taking this one too quickly. It just causes the back end of the car, you can see it, the back end's just stepping out a bit and just sends the car completely out of control. That's not the last that we'll see of people making mistakes just there, but also a rare one on turn number 1. I just wonder if that's a case of just completely missing the curb. Oh no, just losing it a little bit there and going off. No hit into the wall though, so bonus. What's that pokey eggs thing? I don't know what it does, but I'm going to type it anyway. Oh, visiting in your chat, do you want to eat some chocolate or paint some eggs? Type Poke Choco or Pokey Eggs in chat. Oh, okay, there we go. I understand now. Who shall we chuck the camera on next? Let's go to Kev Ayat. Just an average sim racer on Twitch and YouTube. Literally search in all one word, just an average sim racer, and you will find Kev's channel in there. That's not me calling him average, that's actually the name of his channel. There's all sorts of races, not just TCR in there as well. Receive one painted egg. Get in. I don't know what it does, but it does something. And there we go, Jaden at the moment, possibly going to be one of the favourites to get that top time in here. Up in third place at the moment, but still over a second behind DMR. DMR is on fire. Your defense is terrified. DMR's on fire. Sorry. Does anyone see my phone? I need to look for my phone. I'll be 2 seconds. I'm going to quickly run a Twitch ad whilst this is going on, so don't worry, you won't miss a thing as Kev Ayat goes up to 4th place. Great lap. Right, run that Twitch ad and we'll be back very, very shortly. There is 11 minutes left to sign up for TCR Open. It's already splitting, so get yourself in on it. 3-minute ad started now. Promise you won't miss anything.
Sorry, mate.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't expect to come so fast. Sorry.
Doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I have no clue how to hatch the egg. Right, 31, at least 31, sorry, signed up for the Open at the moment. So let me just quickly click across and that number will change. There's like nearly 50 people in the practice session, so hopefully they'll migrate across. And so at the moment, Dietmar is still the quickest car at the moment, but Jane Scotland goes over the line. Couple of personal bests in there, but not enough to take first place in this practice session. There we go, and oh, Jaden just sweeping in. Jesus, he is pushing that Honda to its absolute limits. Just taps against the wall. Commandment Josh, how we doing, my friend? Thanks so much for throwing the follow over. Now, who else shall we chuck a view over to? There's a lot of people around the track at the moment. Oh, I've just seen another name I recognise in there. I've also got here as well. Probably get a quick refresh of paints just in case. Josh, how are we doing today? I hope you are good. Hope you are well. Yeah, I seem to be getting a real big problem with trading paints recently, where it's not always updating the paints. Hopefully that changes for the next session. It's nice seeing a lot of the paints. Our practice leader at the moment on this server, part of Cutting Corny TCR, Dietmar Hus. Well, 126.2, and Bizarric, one of the battlers from the fixed race a little bit earlier, jumps up into 4th place. Oh, there's somebody else in front spinning. So much shrapnel on the edge of that road right now. 6 minutes to sign up for TCR Open. Oh, I think that was Kim. It was Kim Andre Bjorklund jumping up into 3rd place. They're part of another server within this one, so I can't actually watch what they're doing at the moment. If they're jumping into the race, consider them a heavy favourite for the win. And Blaze going up to 5th as well. Okay, so I'm looking to see if anybody else is getting in any personal bests this lap, and it looks like Martin Hammer. Oh no, is Hammer on track there? There's Hammer just there, looking to get their warm-up lap done. They're going to look to try and make a quick one, but a lovely power slide just there. It's not going to do them any favours. Luckily, it happened on the first part of the corner, so they can easily accelerate and start their lap officially now. This week for BSTV, it is a champion's choice. Usually Backfire Simsport TV on Wednesdays, always copying the officials. My water's gone. But this time round, it is the champion's choice track. So tomorrow night on the Backfire Simsport TV channel, the TCR, and bear in mind that's going to be at least 30-35 cars, are rolling around St. Petersburg, which will be an official next season for the TCR. So if you want a preview of potentially one of the most chaotic rounds of touring car, you'll want to watch it on the Backfire Simsport TV channel. Right, once again, thank you everyone who is in at the moment. We have 4 minutes left to get yourselves signed in. Because that Champion's Choice is going on, that's a lot of people from BSTV who aren't in all of the sessions tonight. It looks like we've got a mini battle going on towards the front just there. Let's get a little bit closer. Just a bunch of drivers just feeling each other out before the race starts, and wow. I'm just looking at how to pronounce that name. Give me 2 seconds. And up into third place goes Zaron Tchaikovsky. Look at that. I'm just so bilingual it hurts. Ow, no, it really hurts. I think that's a real life problem there. But quick fun freeway battle in the practice just to see how everything goes. And that PG Tips livery from Alfie Bevan just there. Got to love the PG Tips liveries. Look at it. Oh wait, it is the DXT. I thought it was the DXT one. There we go. So back in the ESR leagues, the DXT team literally going DXT. There was a PG Tips, there was a Yorkshire tea, and what was the other one? What's another famous brand of tea in the UK? Tetley's as well. There we go. There you go, DXT. You get some screen time. And thought I recognised the livery. 2 minutes left of the until sign-ups stop. They've been hovering around the 30 for a little while now. Showing up as 33. A lot of people not really getting to grips with Rudskogen, it seems. It would help if I definitely chose the right track to click on as well. There we go, TCR Virtual Challenge. 30 seconds left, get yourself signed up if you haven't already. There's a lot of friends going to be in this session, so that should be nice and fun to see how that turns out. We might, in future, do these broadcasts a race earlier. The race that was before the first race tonight, the first Open, actually had a really strong strength of field in it. We're talking like over 4K. So we might have to move some stuff about. Right, there we go. That's done there. That's just there. And we can get ready to... There we go. We've got a few people stopping. So you're going to be seeing that all over the track. People jumping out to get into the next session. Let's withdraw from that practice session there. Start spectating. Probably time for me to get my camera off as well. Surely now you're going to let me jump into a session. No, it's still not. It doesn't want to let me into a session for some reason. There's a few more people jumping in now as well. There we go. Top split of 3.1k. 18 cars in there as well. The session is loading up. Be help if we quit out of this one as well, in all honesty. The race is being joined. Quick 1 minute ad just so it stops people joining the race getting ads. We might make it in just in time for the start of qualifying. If you haven't already, put a thumbs up on the YouTube stream. Follow on Twitch and YouTube. And if you have Twitch Prime, feel free to use it with me. You don't have to, but just please make sure you use it. Found my water. We're good. Our hydration station is suitably lubricated. Welcome all to the TCR Virtual Challenge Open Race. Your host Jay. After a thrilling fixed race, we jump over to the open setup race. A strength of field of 3.1k on Rudskogen base content track for iRacing. And as it says at the bottom of the block just there, join the TCR cord. But it's time for qualifying. We're going to jump straight into it. A nice varied grid this time round as well. Got Fernandez in here, Borkland, Carino, Scotton, Shalnachevsky, who's Ailet, Shishnikov, sorry, Bizarric, DJ, Blaze, Garrity's in here as well as Bevan, Pinto, Verband, Brook, Vasquez, and Morant. You lot should know how qualifying works by now. 4 times at the bottom, or the 4 names at the bottom are those closest to the pin, in this case finished line. Purple means best of the session, green means personal best. And we've got the ever fast Daniel Augustin the Sausage Fernandez, representing the whole nation of Argentina upon his shoulders in this split. Also one to watch on this one as well as Kim Andre Brookland. There seems to be a wild cat on the course somewhere. Hopefully it's just watching from the stands and nowhere else. Alessio Carino as well, just parking up, probably not feeling their qualifying at the moment. Jaden Scotton also in the session, rocking their Apex livery, which will be in use officially on Thursday. And Vladislav as well, jumping into the fun. Surprisingly quick during the practice, Dietsmu Hughes with Kerala just behind. Also got Anton Shishnikov, Pizanrik, sorry, who was fairly rapid and getting into some battles as well, especially with the likes of JB DJ. It's got Thomas Blaze as well. Fraser Geraghty rocking the insignia paint. Absolutely storming the AMS league at the moment for BSTV. Alfie Bevan would love a spot of PG tips. Whereas DiPino decides that bright green is best for business. Wesley is already touted as a danger to everyone on the track, especially with a Red Bull livery. Chesney Van den Broek in the JC Academy black, gold and red, matching the Belgian flag. Angel Vaquez A Heatwave Racing making their way round to start their first lap. Andrew Morant, the lowest... Oh, what a lovely paint that is. Breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. Andrew, meanwhile, lowest number in the split at the moment, number 18, stands to perhaps gain the most. And the first lap, first blood goes to Kim Andre Buckland right there. 0.3 quicker than Jaden Scotton at the moment. We make our way round onto the very dangerous turn number 3 and 4. That's slightly losing the rear there, but catching it professionally. Making their way round through the 5, 6, 7. Going outwards for the very deceptive long left-hander of turn 8. Straighten out the wheel for turn 9's kink before rolling it down the hill onto the hairpin. Oh, we got Carino with a meatball just there. Didn't see exactly what happened. There's 2 going off the track. Massive thank you to BSTV, by the way, for letting me use their SDK. We'll have a quick look at that incident very, very shortly. Lee, how are we doing today? Hope you're good, hope you're well. I tell you what, Daniel Augustin is one to watch here. There is a lot of purple segments in here. And Jaden Scotton looking to get a little bit closer at the same time, but this is the man we have to watch. Car number 1, straight lining it in. And Fernandez gets pole. 0.279. Look at that, brilliant. Let's have a quick look what happened to Alessio. Getting a meatball flag. I just wonder if they just hit that first curb a little bit too hard. Little clip. Loses it. And that's surprisingly enough for a meatball. I'm shocked. Still a couple of people out doing some laps on track. Try to have a look who we can see, and that includes Alessio. Alessio has 2.5 minutes to at least get 1 clean lap in. Who gave him the paper TCR, right? Good, thanks, just chilling. Cool, good to hear. Good to hear. So let's see what the car number 3 can do here, because car number 3 at the moment could be starting all the way down in 18th place. They need a nice, clean but quick banker lap to get themselves up there. Look at the gap between first place and 6th. It's over a second, so the top 5 are all going to be fighting it out. Potentially top 7, seeing what happens here. I can hear a skid! And absolute disaster for Carino. Carino is going to be starting right from the back. And right now, you can just hear so much Italian swearing right now. It's as if someone's got a pack of spaghetti and smashed it over their knee. There will be blood. Be interesting to see how many places Carino can get, especially on a circuit like this where overtaking opportunities are a little bit rarer. So we've got another going off track as well. That would be DiPino. What happened here? Another power slide just there. That'll be another lap ruined. Thank you again, Backfire Simsport TV, for letting me use USDK. Okay, 40 seconds left. Looks like we still potentially have 2 cars on track. Yeah, we still have the Red Bull livery just here. They're not going to be able to... And already some light banter happening between contestants. A Red Bull livery in here. I'm not saying it's a bad omen for Wesley, but it's a Red Bull livery, so it's automatically a bad omen for Wesley. Your car number 15 at the moment, with a camera on them, is going to be starting from 10th place. Not bad at all. Some last minute practice going in, as that is the end of the session. Pole position belongs to Daniel Augustin the Sausage Fernandez. Joining in front row, Kim Andre Borkland, Jaden Scotton and Vladislav occupying 3rd and 4th in row 2. Diemar Hughes and JB Deja in 5th and 6th, with Pizarrik, and Thomas Blaze, oh my, I am so sorry, in 7th and 8th. Shishnagov and Wesley in 9th and 10th. Then we've got Kev Aylett with Angel Vasquez, Thiago De Pino and Alfie Bevan behind him, 13th and 14th, for Fraser Garrity and Chesney Van Der Broek right next to each other, exactly where the lovers need to be, in 15th and 16th, with Andrew Mirant and Alessio Carino in 17th and 18th. It'll be very interesting to see exactly where Alessio is going to be finishing. Are we going to be all ready? Are we all going to be steady? Yeah, those eggs in the Pokecatch on the Twitch chat are so confusing. Just waiting on 8th place to get onto the grid. Augustin and Kim just there watching and waiting to get some first names initials up there as well. Honda Audi are your first 6. The highest Elantra being down in 10th place, but what a view of the grid as it looks to come down the long straight. We have 4 seconds left, and that is everybody on the grid. Get yourselves ready, get yourselves steady, because we are go! And we are off. There's a few spreading out towards the back of the grid, but it looks like a relatively clean start by those in front, and it is neck and neck into that first corner, but Kim gets in front. There's a lot of cars going off the track towards the back, a bit of a skid as well, but for the most part there's no meatballs, which is the main thing just there. Everyone going down the hill. We've got a battle here, 2 wide for that lead, but it looks like Augustin just keeping themselves away there. Let's go a little bit further back to see if anybody's going to end up getting any absolutely audacious moves in. Oh, that's car just there on the inside. That's the number 7 making it through on the Red Bull livery. We'll keep here for a second as they slowly filter out into single file traffic. A monster start just there from Borkland, gaining that place, getting that first. Fraser Garrity up 6 positions into 9th place. Still going to be a lot of back and forth into here. And oh, tell you what, the Red Bull car with a light tap on the car that's just ahead. That's Wesley at the moment, down a couple of places, down 3 places in fact. Oh, and that's a spin towards the back. I think that is Pino. It is. Also up 6 places at the moment though is the Italian Alessio Carino in the orange and black, slowly making their way up the grid. Your order at the moment, top 3 is Borkland, Fernandez and Scotton. And they're not exactly all getting away from each other at the moment. It's a bit of a cluster between the top lot. Do you feel that if the number 1 car of Fernandez does make a move on Borkland, it's going to allow the likes of Jaden and co to get straight back up amongst each other? There's some passing going on a bit further behind. A skid just there from the Audi and holds it. A little skid from in front as well. Well held from Shishnikov just there, as well as Pizarrik behind. I tell you, that's going to get extra spicy behind. Look how close they all are, but also close at the moment is Jaden Scotton on the tail of the Argentinian Fernandez. Fernandez down in position from the start, and Jaden right on them like, I don't know, something that's on something quite aggressively and intently. More fights going on a little bit further behind, a cluster of cars as Carino up 7 positions up against Fraser, who has lost a place to Kev Aylett. A great start from Fraser, top 10 at the moment, but has the extremely quick Carino just behind, and Carino already choosing which lane they want to be in behind Fraser. Might want to get a cockpit view of what Alessio sees at the moment. Very tight with and exact with their lines, and I tell you what, they're definitely cleaner, driving a lot cleaner and smoother than Fraser. But as long as Fraser can keep it on that racing line, the chances of Carino managing to get a clean overtake drastically reduce. Still plenty of fights going on all over the grid, and oh, and that rejoin just there from Kev. And that is Carino. Oh, our Carino caught up in that one just there, and Kev skidding on the outside. Goes off the track, and oh, there's a lot of netcode there. Carino probably won't see that as netcode at this moment in time, and Carino eventually stopping and going into the pits. That was there is the incident just there. That was a hell of a lot of netcode from where I was just there. So unfortunate, as the rest of the competitors go on, the show must go on. And look at this battle just here, and this is, oh, and there goes the front bumper of Kev. No, it's back on. No, it's off. Is it definitely off? Is it staying off? It is staying off, and that is going to be a lifeline just there for Blaze in front, as long as they can keep it nice and clean. Meanwhile, Kev, now without a front bumper, is going to have a horrendous time trying to keep everyone behind. And we have a change for the lead, and that is Augustin out. That is Augustin spun. Kim carries on. Jaden Scott takes the lead, and Augustin having to take that inside there, and now finds himself in traffic, and another spin. They just slow down a little bit, and that could be Augustin's race as good as over. We will be...
No rear wing, no rear wing.
And that is Zhiznikov just there on the radio. I don't know if that was to Fernandez or not, but wow, that's a lot to unpack. But we do have a couple more battles going on behind. Chesney trying the outside of Kev Aylett. Kev's going to have that inside line. Chesney's going to take the outside. Oh, and cuts in just there, but not quite close enough. And Chesney at the moment with Bebelant and Aylett in front is going to try and look for a good solid run out of here. And Chesney is going to have a lot of that straight line speed, although Kev's going to have that inside line. It's not really the case of if you're on the outside there, you are going to have the inside of the following corner, as Kev very quickly does well to get back to the inside and defend that, but Chesney's going to be all over him like a dog with a biscuit. From Chesney's view at the moment, the number 7, Kev Aylett in front, and Kev having to take that line into there. Ooh, a bit of a skid just there from Chesney, trying to keep it onto the racing line, and he will have to just try and follow Kev's line until then. Right behind Chesney though, we do have Wesley looking for an opportunity for Chesney and Kev to perhaps mess up here, depending on who gets a good exit in front. Best seats in the house. There is a battle going on for the lead at the moment, but it's just as close as what these two at the moment. And Chesney misses his braking point, follows Kev's line. Oh, and Kev tries to defend as much as he can. Chesney backs away, and Kev keeps the space. Chesney, however, loses out to not just to 1, but potentially 2 behind. See, Audi on the inside keeps enough space to not pit maneuver Chesney, and now Chesney has it all to do again. This time, instead of attacking at the end of this lap, finds himself defending. Meanwhile, in front, Wesley's turn now to try and take the outside line of Kev. Kev's going to defend again from that inside, and up and under attempt from the 15, but Kev once again defending valiantly on that racing line. Rudskogen is a horrendous track to try and get some passes done. There's a little bit of a pass behind, but we do actually need to go back in front. There's potentially going to be a send on this inside with a nice dangerous corner on the whole track. Kev leaving plenty of space on the outside. The Red Bull doesn't flush out as much, and meanwhile behind, Chesney loses another space just there to the blue Audi. Oh, and the Audi blinks.
Sorry, man, you were blinking. I didn't see you.
The Audi blinks and reappears in front of Chesney. Yes, absolutely. We will try our best to get what happened with the leaders just there. James Scott is still in the lead, but the battle going on just here is all over the place at the moment. Let's have a quick look, see what happened with Augustin. Oh, and there it is. Kev just taking a bit too much of a line. We'll quickly watch this for another couple of seconds, but I feel Wesley could have a quicker outside line here unless there's going to be contact. And tell you what, Kev is doing a incredible job here defending here. He's going to have the inside line, and the 15, this is going to get so frustrating for these. I'm afraid to take my eyes off it. We're not even halfway through the race, so we've got plenty of time to go back and see what happened. Naps, good to see you as well. JC, would it be? Interesting races at the moment, sir. Sit in your favourite chair and don't move. Wow. This time Kev going to be defending on the outside, but I'll tell you what, Kev must have been practicing all of his lines on this track, because he has successfully defended on the inside and the outside of that turn one. Chesney gets their way back through, and now Chesney van der Broeke is back up into 13th place, ready to try and battle Kev again. Look at this Kev with a damaged car holding back all of these cars behind. More battles going on. If someone takes too wide of a corner, it's opening themselves out for somebody just to pip them, and that is really giving Kev a lot of breathing space here. If Kev can hold these lot up, they will not be patient with each other. It is literally dogfighting all behind Kev, and every time that happens, that gives Kev an extra half a lap just to relax a bit and try and focus on their own race. Shows how hard it is to pass on this track. He can successfully defend without a front splitter. For now, as the race wears on, tyres start going down, fuel goes down, so it's going to be a lot of losses of grip through here. Also, if you practice all of those defensive lines as well, it is really going to give you a massive advantage. We're going to quickly go a little bit further up into the land of 5th place, where on your screen right now, JB Dejay is defending from Shishnikov and Pizarik. And this is a battle which hasn't just been happening here, by the way. Throughout the fixed race, these three, over the last couple of weeks, have been battling each other. They must be absolutely sick of each other by now. And look at that extra wide line just there from Pizarik. It's getting closer and closer. And speaking of close, Wesley now in the Red Bull car, looking to get on the inside of the JC Academy. And look at the respect being shown by both there. Wow, Chesney's going to get a really good solid run out of there, which is enough to actually get in front of the Red Bull car for the first part of the S's. Chesney still leaving space just in case, and then closes the door on the entrance to 7. Meanwhile, Kev is enjoying the view from behind as these two fight it out. This battle's going to carry on into the hairpin. I have the replay loaded up of what happened with the leaders earlier. Chesney going to take that inside. It's going to be an attempt at a late apex from the 15. They can't quite make it there, so Chesney very likely going to be continuing on with that place. And let's quickly jump over to see what happened to Fernandez earlier. This is down into... So Kim going far too wide just there, and it kind of looks like Fernandez flushes out a little bit too much and Kim sort of turns in. So... do we call that a racing incident? We might have to have a quick look at that from another view. Let's see if we can get into the chopper from here. We can. Augustin in the Argentinian colours. And I'm guessing Kim thought that Augustin was taking turn 4 a lot tighter than that one. Augustin, meanwhile, re-enters the track. And then a lot of fighting going on here. Augustin... there's a bit of neck hold on that one, to be fair. and ends up having to cut across. Meanwhile, Jaden taking the chance there to get themselves into the lead, and they do it with grace. This battle at the moment, Kev is still in front.
And it was so much fun until you came along.
Oh, and there's JB DeJay off the track, crashing. Let's have a quick look what happened here. Plenty of fighting, DeJay in front. And then... ooh, a bit of a send, perhaps late on the brakes just then from the Castrol car. We'll have to watch that one again. A chopper view, DeJay in the blue. Ooh, a little bit of contact just there, and a lot later on the brakes from the Castrol car, and JB DeJay comes off worse in that one. And that's DeJay completely off the circuit there. Still fighting going on, and Kev is still managing to defend from all these lot at the moment. Racing instant for the leaders, you think? A lot going on there. And oh, Chesney decides to take the widest line possible. I think Chesney might be actually inviting the Red Bulls to take the inside, and oh, a massive over speed just there from Chesney, but Kev was all over it, taking that wider exit there to try and counter against that move, and Chesney is all over, using extravagant racing lines here. But another advantage for Kev here is because everyone is bunched up behind. If you are trying to attack Kev right now in front, if you try and set up the corner before, you are leaving a big gap that those behind will be more than happy for you to open up so they can get through. So you really have to hope that something's going to happen between those in front. But at the back of this queue here, we're getting plenty of position changes. Pino, after their crash earlier in the race, has actually caught up to these and is now back fighting for positions. Lap 11 at the moment, minute 15 is at the moment. Jaden Scotton in the lead with Kim Buckland in second, with Vladislav in third place on the podiums, and there's a couple more positions changing. Chesney's going to have plenty of the outside there for speed, but once again, because he's taking extravagant moves here to try and battle Kev, it's allowing the Red Bull car, these two cannot decide who is going to try and overtake Kev here. And now Kev, the problem that Kev's going to have here is if both these two cars end up attacking Kev at the same time, one from one direction, the other from the other, which one does he choose to try and defend? At the moment, it's quite simple for him, because they're trying to attack him one at a time, but eventually he will have to choose between the red pill and the blue pill. Biggest climber so far, Fraser Gerety up 7 places, just in front of him, with no rear wing. Fernandez is still racing with a hot hatchback, no spoiler, and they must be under so much pressure keeping that car under control. Look at this gaggle right now, fantastic racing. All it takes is just someone without a front bumper leading the way, until Chesney, right in front of this group, now has an opportunity to perhaps take this corner wider. Depending on how he gets out of here, we could finally see Chesney versus Kev. Kev's going to take that inside line. Chesney's going to get plenty of slipstream. What is Chesney going to do here? Chesney's still got a lot of space here, by the way, to just take the outside line, carry a lot of overspeed, and once again all Kev has to do is just go as wide as he can and do what he can to defend. But I tell you what, Chesney is getting so close to taking a big bite out of the Kev apple here, not for the faintest of hearts. A fantastic battle at the moment. Battle for second place at the moment as well is pulling out some blinders, but this is where all the action's going on at the moment. Chesney, ooh, tell you what, Chesney with a chance here. We've still got some battles just behind, and there's a spin. Car number 17. We'll have to investigate that again. In fact, we can do that from here. Let's have a quick look. So in the blue, gets the inside line. They're going to make the dive in on the inside. Oh, and once again, just completely blinking away. And that's twice now the 17 has blinked and reappeared right next to, in front, or inside of another car. That's really affecting their ability to race cleanly with everybody else here. Chesney needs to think what to do here, and honestly, if I was Chesney, I would cut in on the inside. Oh no, Chesney's actually alongside Kev now. What a move, and Chesney finally gets ahead of Kev Aylett. What a move. All the way around the outside of turns 3 and 4. We are going to have to take another look at that. What a move, and literally just takes the outside, straightens out the wheels sooner, gets side by side, and takes a position in the first part of the S's. And a fantastic pass just there from Chesney, and I tell you what, this fight for second place right now is hotting up. We are on the final lap of the race, potentially. Having a look at the lap times, yeah, I'd probably say we're on the final lap right now. Jaden Scotland in the lead, over a second in front of Kim and Vladislav, both making their way through the S's. Fraser Geraghty, meanwhile, with a slowdown, which means they're potentially going to end up losing their position to Thomas. No, they've served it, and game on. Vladislav, are we going to get an obnoxious, ridiculous dive? We are! And Kim defends that and could get the up and under to take the place back. They collide with each other. Oh, and tell you what, a lot of violent actions just there from the Audi. And I tell you what, this is not going to end well. This is potentially going to end in tears, and you're going to see it live on here. Ooh, and that was definitely a very hard bump towards the end there. But Jaden gets the win in top split. And we're going to keep a watch on this in case there's anything that happens between these two. No, I think they know they're on the camera there, but that was a very hard push towards the end, in my opinion. Kim having to take that third place, with Vladislav taking second. Fraser Geraghty with a fantastic result there, up 7 places. The battle is still raging here between these lot. And Kev did eventually lose a place just there to Wesley, but looks like they are going to hold on. Bumperless, but still not losing any more than 2 positions. Finishing 13th with Andrew in 14th just there. We are going to be watching all the incidents after this race. There's everybody across the line. Oh, what a race. Bit of a gift, that one. It looked incredible on this replay. We are going to try and look back at as many of these incidents as possible. There is a lot to unpack, a lot of hard racing. I tell you what, there's a lot of people who like getting rough in this group that we've had with us tonight, not just on this open session but also the fixed as well. But congratulations again to Jaden Scotton. Another top split win for them on the open, with Vladislav Big Vlad Z in second place, with Kim Andre Buckland in third, completing the rest of that podium. Dietmar Hoos with a brilliant race, a nice quiet one from them though, but they'll be more than happy with getting that 4th place there, up 1 position, up 2 positions, just behind is Pisarik and Anton Shishnikov. Up 3 in 6th, but down 6 after that incident between the leaders, Daniel Augustin, the Sausage Fernandez. Tez to take home the 7th, but Fraser Geraghty, though, they'll be absolutely chuffed with that race just there, up to 8th place. Thomas Blaze, 9th for you, with Alfie Bevan in the DXT car in 10th. Chesney up 5 places, takes 11th place, with Wesley eventually getting past Kev as well as Chesney there as well in 12th place. 13th Kev Aylett with 14th, just missing out on an extra position from their already impressive 3 Andrew Morant. Tiago De Pino managed to get a couple of places back, but still down 2 places in 15th. Down 4 for Angel Vacquez. JB DJ involved in an incident or quite a big dive earlier in the race, having to settle for 17th. And Alessio Carino, after a brilliant start, up 7-8 places. A big amount of netcode caused them to go out, and they retired early in the race, getting that 18th. Oh, right. Let's... where do we begin with all of that? Jeff, how we doing, my friend? Nice win, Jaden. Fast enough for first is fast enough. I will say that instant 100% not... I won't say that out loud. So happy. Good rate. Yeah. See what, Chesney, you managed to get your overtake on camera live. That was a fantastic overtake. But let's have a quick look at all the instants, or as many of them that we can. So Tiago De Pino crashing on lap 1, or getting spun in lap 1. Green car towards the back, getting themselves in, and oh, it was a self-made spin. Oh wow, that was not how I expected that to go. There was a lot of traffic there, but it just looks like they hooked their wheel on the back of that curb, spinning themselves round. Luckily nobody else caught up in that one. Then Alessio, I had this one down as a big amount of netcode on Kev Aylett's car. That, yeah, from here, I don't know how Kev would have saw that on their side, or how the number 3 would have seen that. That was a big amount of netcode. Massive, massive, massive. Unfortunately, on their way back through, they just decided to park it. They didn't really fancy carrying on with the race after that one. Then the instant that a lot of people are going to be talking about. This one just here, we will have multiple looks. This was for the lead. It seemed like Kim going slightly out wide for that corner. Augustin taking the inside. Augustin not quite making the apex, and at the same time Kim turning in. So there's going to be a lot of different opinions on that one. Meanwhile, after Augustin getting back on the track, another little tap just there of the number 9 car. They managed to keep it going, ended up getting the 7th place finish without a car repair. Let's have another look at that instant and just see exactly what everybody else would have seen. So from the inside of Kim's car, yeah, they just lose it a little bit. Great save, by the way. It does... It's hard to tell from... Very hard to tell from Kim's on that one. We'll have a look from Jaden's point of view. Hey Paul, how we doing? Good to see you. Yeah, it just looked like Augustin didn't quite make the corner, maybe because they didn't expect Kim to give them that much space, and at the same time Kim probably thought that Augustin was making the corner and closing up as you normally would if someone on the inside was on the line. So I think it was a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B for that one. So I'm going to go more towards a racing incident on that, though we will of course have a quick peek at the chat, because sometimes that is absolute entertainment. Angel Vasquez, but meanwhile on the inside here of Chesney in the Audi, flushing themselves out here, suddenly disappear, and this happened twice to them on this race. Nothing Chesney could have done. Oh, that rejoin. Oh, we might have to have a look at that rejoin, by the way, because that was some rejoin. Wow. Let's have a look from here and on the drone view. Yes, they disappear. And they just jump in. Oh, you tell you what, that was not a great rejoin at all. But for a little bit before then, I'm just seeing if we can get from Chesney actually, because then we can see what Chesney saw. So on the inside, the 17 going on the inside, and then just disappearing. Nothing Chesney could do about that one. The initial trigger is him losing control, right? Are we on about the leader's incident? Yes. Leader lost control. Second place didn't quite make the corner, but definitely made their intentions known that they took the inside. Would have been radio calls on both sides. Thiago went off the track there. Because he said, oh yeah, no, we saw it, don't worry. And it looks like maybe Green getting pushed off the track. Oh no, this might be another case of netcode. Oh no, they literally went off the track to let 17 through. What if the netcode from 17 was enough to make 14 think, no, I want no part of this? Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Oh, hang on 2 seconds. I am going to have to quickly go onto the gearbox here of the car in front. Does the blinking car start aggressively flashing? Not the greatest camera in the world, but yeah, they're actually flashing. Actually trying to flash the car in front. See if we see it again on this straight. See the glare slightly of the headlights. No flashing yet. I'm just curious. And once again, blinks. Finds herself on the inside. Yeah, 17 definitely needs to sort the internet connection out a little bit. Then the DJ crash. DJ in the blue. Say, bit of a send from the inside car. Goes into the back of DJ, sends him off into the wall. And looks like they were all having a pretty good battle up to that point. We'll have another look from another angle on that. That will go cockpit. Just here. So late on the brakes. So late on the brakes. From Bizarric, in my opinion. You need to be braking in between the 150 boards. And that's when you're on the left hand side. It wasn't until just before the 50 that this Audi here decided to start braking. So very late brake. Might see on the chat afterwards that there was some apology. There might not be, we'll see. Such a shame for DJ as well, because he was having a really good race there. And then Vaquez goes off the track. The flasher just there, it's probably them going off. It is. Then they reappear, go in front. We're going to take another look at that again. We're going to look at this from what the car in front did, Andrew's view. So he's got the car disappearing on the inside and suddenly appearing and really probably cutting across the Honda a little bit there. not really much Andrew probably could have done about that one. Especially with a car appearing literally out of nowhere. And then I kind of want to check this out as well, because this was some battle going on here. So it was a audacious send right at the end there. Number 2 going out of the way, getting the up and under it seemed. And then suddenly next to each other. Really tough racing, but I just want to double check because it kind of looked like there was an attempt at a barge towards the end. Or was the 5 slowing down too much that corner? Going to be on board with Kim here. He's going to see the attack. Quickly dodges, gets the up and under. Tries it again here. And I just want to watch if there's a big push here. Ooh. I tell you what, I actually think that might be number 5. Slowing down excessively there. I mean, we saw them putting on the brake to the second to last corner, which you don't put the brake on in the second to last corner. Oh, I tell you what. Let's have another look. I want to watch the steering wheel actions here as well. Ooh, that was a late brake there, as you can tell by how much he missed the apex there. Just want to listen to how slow they're going. Oh, they slow down completely just there. That was so slow. Right, let's see if there's much chat on here. I'm going to tracks full time, throw over some talent my way, I'm going to need it. Let all my talent in turn 3 barriers. Not a good races. Angel, Andrew, what WTF? You're grimy, I don't know what that means. Just because you didn't want to get past. I don't think Angel realises that we're constantly blinking. Chesney, you were suddenly gone, sorry man. Front man spun twice, like why? Because you were blinking, Angel. Didn't mean to spin you, sorry. Angel, that's true, your car was popping everywhere. Your internet was wigging out this race. What's that, kids? What does that mean, wigging out? You had to pass on me, I'm finding the crash. Yeah, Angel is right, you disappeared before the crash. Did that Angel stay in the session? Yeah, they stayed in. Almost killed you about twice because the car was popping. Angel, you disappeared at the apex and was hard to see when you appeared, sorry. And all we got was an alright. Okay, so maybe they accepted it, maybe they didn't. Whew. Boy, that was good fun, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. I'm going to go back to this battle and use that as the 4. Right. Oh yeah, that was a lot of good fun. I really enjoyed that. Have I got the right... Yeah, I have got the right one up. Okay. Right. Thank you all. For those who decided to join the fixed and the open races tonight. We do this every single Tuesday. Next week is going to be a slightly longer stream because we are going to be at Nords Combined next week. Look at that lovely Honda. Yeah, paint looks really nice on it, doesn't it? But a few things to plug. First one, on my Twitch side, get over to the YouTube and put a thumbs up on the current video that's linked there for the top split strength of field. Tomorrow we are not live on any of our normal channels. That's on the Twitch or on the YouTube. We are going to be live on the Backfire Simsport TV channel just there. So BSTV for you lot on the Twitch side. If you are on YouTube, check the video description below and get yourself subscribed to that channel. The best TCR and supercars leagues you've seen ever. Ever. I'm not just saying that because I do co-commentary on it, but ever. Thursday, we are going to be live on Twitch and YouTube, this channel right here that you're watching right now, as we take part in the Apex Racing League's Touring Car Britain series. There are 5 of us from the JC Academy and 2 teams taking part on there. I invite you all to come along and cheer us on. It's an expensive league, so the more of you that cheer for us, the better. We will use your talk and your enthusiasm to fuel us to go a little bit quicker. Whilst I have you lot's attention, the TCR Cord Community Discord is this link that I am throwing into both chats right now. Get into it just there. My own personal Discord is discord.gg/JayCaulls. Not always racing stuff that goes on there. It's more of a gaming community Discord in that one, but that TCR Community Discord is pure racing, whether it's normal TCR series or British Touring Car. Speaking of British Touring Car, in the real life racing spoilers section of the TCR Cord, there is a British Touring Car fantasy league. Let's get as many people joining as possible, completely free. I am off on Friday and Saturday this week as I am up in Leeds to watch President. Should be good. Depending on how quick I am back on Saturday, there might be a Saturday evening stream on the Twitch. I'm not going to promise it just in case, because I am meeting up with people whilst I'm up there, so you know how it is. Sunday, hopefully our absolutely massive and mammoth Nürburgring track guide is going to be out. When it is out, can we get as many of you as possible sharing that guide everywhere? I know there's going to be better people with better guides, but as someone who has been exclusively TCR for the past, 4 or 5 years, when other people didn't want to give it a bother, I need to reap the rewards somehow, right? But on that note, I shall leave you all to carry on with the rest of your evening. On the YouTube side, we are going to finish there, so everybody in the chat now, if you haven't already, put a thumbs up on the stream. Let's get as many in there as possible. And it's a goodbye from me and a goodbye from everyone on Twitch for YouTube. Bye-bye, YouTube. Have a good one. And it's not letting me go through and end the stream on YouTube. Always the way, isn't it? This is a professional stream. I promise. I promise. Strangely enough, it's the analytics which end the stream, not the edit video. Right, and that should be